Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Friday, February the 3rd. Race number 7 at the Great Race Place, Santa Anita, 1 mile on the turf. It's an optional claimer, now winners of 2 other than is the condition. Let's take a look at the field. This is a stakes quality field.
It really is, and I think the mile is sort of the, I don't want to call it the X factor in here, but I think it brings in some of those fringe contenders and makes them actual interesting plays at longer odds, maybe more so than some of the shorter priced favorites.
I want to talk about the number 5, Sweet Charity. Now this is a filly stakes winner in France where we know the competition is legit. Then she sold for over $500,000 to Costas Ronis. First start at Santa Anita. Most of all, she got a pretty decent trip. She was a little bit tight turning into the stretch down towards the rail, but she finished okay. And with that race under her belt, can you project improvement?
Yeah, you certainly can, and you think that she's going to be forwardly placed or at least stalking the pace. The thing about that race for me, not only is it the highest last out flyer, it's the highest last out time form US rating, and it was one of those things, it's the perfect trip until it's not the perfect trip. Right. Down on the inside, Drayden Van Dyke had to wait, finally got through a little bit too late. If she moves forward, you may not only be talking about a major win candidate here. I mean, at a mile in Southern California, why couldn't she be a grade stakes caliber sort of runner if she does move forward? I think there's a lot to like here other than the price. I think she's going to take a ton of money.
I want to remind everybody, head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download those free Formulator past performances and handicap right along with us. Down towards the rail, Scattered Girl is going to be a big price.
Yep.
They tried her on the turf at Golden Gate last time out. It got washed off. She ended up on the Tapeta. I'm not sure that's really her surface. Plus, Lady Velour, the winner of that race, came back to run a giant effort in the American Oaks, third with a 91 buyer.
I don't think she's impossible. Maybe not from a win standpoint. I want to use her underneath, though. Her best race at least puts her within the shouting distance of the major contenders in here. I agree. You know, don't hold the most recent one against her. 2 back. I didn't love how flat she was down the lane. But if you go back to her prior turf start, that was back in August at Del Mar, she had a perfect trip. She ran on at the end there. I thought it was a very good effort. If she runs that, she at least has a puncher's chance to hit the board.
I think she's got a shot at a similar trip at the very least. Breaking from the inside post, not a big run into the first turn. Can break. As you mentioned, this horse has a little bit of tactical speed and maybe take up the catbird seat in the pocket. The number 2 is Symposium. First time Jeff Mullins. This horse sold for about $115,000 after finishing 5th in her most recent race against Stakes Company in England. First time Lasix. This is really not a Jeff Mullins move. Tyler Bays is riding in very good form.
Yeah, he's the leading rider right now as far as the Santa Anita meeting is concerned. My concern with this filly, one, like you made mention, not only is it not a Mullins move, but it seems like if you just read the running lines, she's tiring at the end of some of these races. I get it, 6 furlongs over there is not the same as a mile here, a flat mile, maybe that's within her scope. I want to find out.
Yeah, we're going to see how she handles this distance. I think firm ground's going to be okay for her, but she's going to have to show something. She kind of topped out at the handicap ranks over there, and this, as we said, is a stakes caliber field. The 3 Perfect pick is going to try turf for the first time. Now, she passed the 2-turn test most recently in a non-winners of 1 other than over muddy going at Santa Anita. I look at this pedigree and I say, not enough turf for me.
No, agreed completely. Candy rides about 11% first-time turfers. On the bottom side, I don't see hardly any turf to really get excited about. And if you really want to go even farther, for some reason she's interesting. Jim Cassidy does not win with first-time turf starters. Past 2 years, first-time turf, 1 for 36. And only 5 of them have hit the board. There's just nothing here other than the fact that there's a good chance she's very, very forward, if not outright on the lead.
The dam's a full sister to El Gato Malo, who was a grade 3 stakes winner around 2 turns on synthetic and dirt. He did win on turf, but I always got the feeling maybe he was a little bit more of a synth dirt horse. I'm with you. This horse is going to show some speed in here. This is way the toughest competition she's faced. The negative formulator fact is worrisome, and at the end of the day, I'm just not sure there's enough turf in this family. The fourth, She's a Milky Way, one of 2 in here trained by Peter Urton, dropping out of the American Oaks. Now, in the American Oaks, she was coming out of a fairly long layoff, and she got bumped really, really hard turning into the stretch. And then I think when Jamie Terrio realized, I'm beat, he didn't beat up on She's a Milky Way late. I think with that race under her belt, second off the layoff was a really nice move for her last year around this time at Santa Anita. I'm thinking She's a Milky Way just needs a little pace. She's going to run well.
And I think she's going to get the pace that she needs. I'm expecting a forward move in here. She proved early on that she's an interesting sort of runner, and like you say, she had that long, long layoff. The concern I have is it seems like, not that she can't run on firm going, I wonder if she's a little bit better with a little bit of cut in the ground. Again, that does not exclude her from being a contender in here. I think she got a big chance. It'll be interesting to see if maybe she appreciates a little bit softer going.
Lily Kai handled firm turf with no problem. 2 starts back on October the 16th. Really nice trip. Got up against weaker horses. Last time out over good going, a little bit of a layoff, but she was a little bit headstrong in the early portion of that race, and she paid the price. I'm not sure this Calbred is up for this, but I think she's okay and can be close to the pace.
To me, she just feels like a notch below Scattergirl, but I think they're very comparable as far as ability and trip is concerned. That's why I lean towards Scattergirl.
Now, I see the case that you're making for the other Urton horse, the one we've discussed. She's a Milky Way on wet turf. I have a feeling Chicaboo doesn't seem to like it.
I agree completely. And you know what? You go through, this is sort of, you always talk about the dirtied up form. I feel like this filly fits that to a T. The most recent start, soft going, I was good, but I mean, if you watched that, they had a ton of rain at that time.
That was really wet.
That was a very wet track. Draw a line through that. And she didn't run terribly, I didn't think. 2 back, soft going at Keeneland, draw a line through it. 3 back down the hill, draw a line through it. That's not what she wants. Then you're left with the Del Mar Oaks, which admittedly I was disappointed with. But the Sandy Blue and the Honeymoon, she ran giant races coming from way out of it. If she gets some pace to run at, I know I've chased her, but I think she's got a big chance.
Now, she's the class of the race, and she certainly has races fast enough to win. Like the other Urton horse, she's going to need a little bit of pace to set up her kick, but we've seen some very impressive late runs from Chicaboo, and I kind of like her cutting back to this 1 mile distance. Maybe her kick could be even more powerful at the shorter trip. The 8 is Delmar Ann, coming off the Richard Baltus claim. Now, this horse was beaten for 40 last time out. Maybe that doesn't bode well as she steps up in class, but at least the horse that finished directly in front of her, Untouchable You, came back to win, and that one improved her buyer to an 86.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting horse underneath. No reason. I don't know that she's good enough to win, but you look at what she's done. She has nice sort of tactical speed. She's not going to be completely outrun. I would imagine she takes up running mid-pack. If you think she gets the jump on the closers, if you think that she can handle the class hike, why not at a good number? She should be in that sort of 10-to-1 vicinity, I'd imagine.
Dissension is an also eligible, stretching out in distance, stepping up in class. As you can tell, we are pre-scratches and program changes for our race of the day. Even so, we'll make our selections, and we think it's going to be one of 2 Peter Urton trained runners. You're going with the 7 Chicaboo. I'm going with the 4 She's a Milky Way. In many ways, they're the class of the race. Chicaboo, already a graded stakes winner. She's a Milky Way, grade 3 placed. I'm hoping that maybe with that last race under her belt, She's a Milky Way steps up. What price do you take on Chicaboo?
Chicaboo, I made her 7-2. The interesting thing for me is I think both of the Urton horses, for me, could be the bets. I think the most likely winner might be the Sadler runner in here. If she can work out something a little bit better and she doesn't pull and she's not as keen, I think she may be the most likely winner. But I'm most interested in playing the 2 Urton horses.
It'll be interesting to see how this pace develops, because Sweet Charity, we know, under a very aggressive Bejarano, could sit a great spot off some questionable speeds and get the jump on us too, because we're both on 1-run closers at the back of the pack. Matt likes 7, 5, 4, and 1. I like 4, 5, and 7 in your Friday race of the day. And if you happen to be playing this Santa Anita Friday card from home and you haven't subscribed to DRF Bets yet, what are you waiting for? If you head over to drf.com/trifecta right now, a $300 sign-up bonus is yours. No questions asked. Approximate post time for race number 7 at the Great Race Place on Friday, 4 o'clock Pacific. Best of luck.